Okay, so now that it's all together, I just wanted to make a quick video on how I set up my NAOMI for home use. It's not actually that difficult to do, but I just felt like making a video about it. So, first part you need is a NAOMI. They can actually be found for fairly cheap in terms of just like more advanced arcade boards for, around $100. Mine came with a game for like 110. It was Guilty Gear X. However, most people would end up wanting a netdimm, and this thing is freaking awesome. Basically, what you can do is you can plug into the Ethernet port there. You can either plug this directly into your network via a regular Ethernet cable, or plug it directly into a Raspberry Pi. Mine is here, and from there, you can use that network connection to load games onto it, regardless of what they are. There is some restrictions. For example, the amount of actual RAM it has on it can change what games you can load. However, I believe the only games that I can't load because I have a 256 megabyte one is Rhythm Heaven, and Melty Blood, Actress Again. Not a huge deal though. Part number 3 is a computer power supply. Now, for the hard parts to get, these parts are all pretty easy. They're pretty easy. You do need to switch some dip switches and get a 0-pick key to put in the slot here, because normally games will need a security key, but with the netdimm you don't need that. You just need a 0-pick key to just zero everything out, I assume. It's not actually a security key. It's just there. There is this is the hard parts to get though. So what you need is a Sega IO. And this is kind of hard to get. I just trolled Facebook groups for quite a while, put out a few want to buy posts. Those didn't actually get responses though. So the hard part is getting this though, and then we have the converters. So I have my PC power supply there. I got Molex coming to it. There's a custom converter that a friend made here that converted the Molex from the power supply to four pin power. Yeah, it's 4-pin power on CN7 here. That is important because you need to power the board itself, because the USB connection, that is actually a USB-B cable here, running to a USB-A cable there, that does not actually use USB. It does not supply that much power as far as I'm aware. This is also a custom converter. What it does is it converts whatever these ports are. My friend did it for me. I don't know what the pin out of this is, to a DB15 port. And let me actually take one of these off. Yeah, so this converts it to a DB15 port. And let me put down my phone. Sorry about that. Just kind of want to show it off. DB15 port. Then another hard part is getting your hands on an undammed PS3 360 USB decoder. So you can plug USB controllers into this. It does in fact support newer controllers, the PS4 and the Xbox One. So don't worry too much about that. That can plug straight into this DB thing, and then you can go straight from that to your controller. I have my PS3 arcade stick down here. Past that, so it actually won't take your ATX power supply's ATX connection. You need to make another converter here that will convert it to this 6-pin and 8-pin thing right here. And then, of course, VGA and even audio can come straight off the board from those RCA jacks and the VGA jack. That is super easy, and that actually makes this one of the simplest arcade machines to set up, in my opinion. So once you have the netdimm connected to your internet, what you can do is you can go into the test menu, and to do that, you need to press one of the switches on the back of the machine here. I don't know if I've been pointing this camera right. On the back of this machine here, you can press one of these. It brings you to the test menu. You can set the IP there. It needs to be static for some reason. It's whatever, though. I just set mine to 192.168.1.2. It works fine. And, well, here's how I do it. I am currently using my computer as the setup because my Raspberry Pi is not properly configured. I have no clue why or how it's not, but you know, you take what you get. You can just switch on your computer power supply. And I just want you to note here, this power supply's fan isn't spinning. The loud fan is the NAOMI's. Then you should get something on your VGA monitor here. It might take a little bit. The thing takes a while to boot up sometimes, and it's not really your fault. Sometimes it just takes a little bit to boot up. Alright, sorry about that. It just bugged out. It said out of range. That's just a problem with my monitor itself, I believe. But if it's working right, it should do this. It should say checking network whenever it's plugged into a network, and it'll say checking network. So at this point, what you need to do is you need to go over to your computer. Let me close my meme. Boop, boop. You need to go to your folder full of ROMs. Now, I have the NAOMI 1, which means that I can run Atomic Wave and NAOMI 1 games, but not NAOMI 2 games. NAOMI 2 games have I think it's like a more RAM and like a bigger GPU on the NAOMI 2. So, unfortunately, can't run that. Can't run Initial D or Virtua Fighter 4. But I can run any of these big NAOMI 1 or Atomic Wave games here. So, you need to open a command window. And you can do transfer game.exe, and then type in the IP of your NAOMI, and then the name of the ROM. Now I want to do, let's say, let's do Akatsuki Blitzkampf. So I think that's on my ROM set. It is N1-AKA, and then I can press tab and it'll autocomplete. Yeah, there we go. And then you'll see a bunch of Japanese. And to my right, this monitor just shut off. The game's kind of big, so it might take a sec. And during this, your monitor might readjust and stuff like that. It'll say loading here. If a game is small enough, you won't even get this now loading thing. But yeah, I'm going to skip to the... Okay, so it just completed. Said okay over here. It just, like, restarted the monitor here. I believe the system resets one more time. Then it will say checking. Yep. You just gotta wait for this to go through. Just finished loading there. I cut it. And it should just boot up one more time. And then you actually get the game you want. So I already have this set on free play, but if you don't have that, I will show you how to as soon as I show you that the game does in fact work. Now I have my Player 1 controller plugged into that undammed USB decoder there, and my controller's right here. I can press start. Wait, no, it's actually not on free play. Oops. So I'll show you how to do free play now. So you need to press that service button, one of the ones that I told you that was back there. Same one that you did to change the IP of the netdimm. And then you need to use the other button to go down. Go to coin assignments. Then change this to 27, I believe. Yep, 27, free play. Exit that. Exit. Alright. Then it will reboot again. And once it has rebooted this one last time, you will be in free play mode. So you should just be able to press start on your controller and wait until the game actually is able to load. Oops. There we go. and the game will work. One caveat is that certain games may not have their controllers bound right. In that case, you can hold 3 buttons on your undammed converter, and it will allow you to rebind the controls by pressing punch 1, punch 2, punch 3, or kick 1, kick 2, kick 3 in a row, depending on what you want it to actually be bound to. Anyways, yeah, this game totally works. It works 100%. One thing you may note is that this will not work on certain NAOMIs, and that is because they have the wrong BIOS. However, the BIOS is a slotted chip that is actually held underneath this cartridge. It is very easy to take out, and you can just replace it with a multi-region BIOS, which is switched between the different regions and also the different forms of VGA, because there's 2 different VGA frequencies. Using the dip switches on the back of the board, those are not hard to find. They're actually pretty easy to find. You can just slot in that multi-BIOS and it'll work just fine, and it'll even add features for you. So, thanks for watching this. Bye.